pour du basket. Je sais pas trop dire le nom, mais je suis pas trop nul. Et ici 13 minutes, on pourra jouer à Fortnite. C'est rentré le bat. Oh, ouais. 23 points de plus que moi. Tiens. Regardez les amis.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Now here's Leonard. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets
yet
voilà, for him. Here's Duncan, and there's the foul. It's on Josh McRoberts. Mills, he's checked in for Tony Parker. The Heat also changing it up. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Anderson. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. 1:57 left to play in the first half. Here's Duncan, and that's going to be a travel.
Wow, just a total loss of concentration right there.
Well, those kinds of mistakes in this game is in danger of getting away from them.
Allez, bas pour nous.
There's 1:54 left in the first half.
Et c'est un vrai joueur, les amis.
The top seed in the West once again and set themselves up for yet another deep playoff run.
Oui, c'est pas rentré.
Let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Que ça rentre. Je crois que ça rentre.
So highly respected by his peers. Thunder coach Scott Brooks said there are 3 things you can count on: death, taxes, and Pop winning 50 games. Dallas coach Rick Carlisle called him, quote, the best coach in any sport ever, and the smartest man in the history of the world. Kevin, he wasn't joking.
High praise indeed. Thank you, Doris.
On est foutus, les abonnés. On est foutus.
Were the top seed coming into the playoffs and in the West, but they were pushed to the limit early by Dallas.
On est foutus, il a mis.
Into the NBA Finals. And I can go back to a number of years where the #1 seed has had a tough time in its first round matchup.
Regardez les abonnés. Ici 12 minutes, je peux jouer. Les pour ce temps. Quoi? Pour lancer le deuxième. Oui, je vais faire ma pêche. Tiens.
And for the Spurs in their run to yet another NBA title, they didn't seem to have any weakness in any facet of their game.
And you know, a little bit of that was overlooked, I thought, Kevin, heading into the final series against Miami, but certainly not afterward. One of the things that so impressed me was the depth, the quality
of play
that the Spurs got from everybody.
Il va essayer de la faire à Lille, hein.
And that really was the difference. They had 8-9 guys playing at a high level when Miami only had 1 or 2 guys.
Il la marque pas.
That's a great thought.
On y va, on y va, on y va.
The Spurs have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. And here's Mills. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Man, a real mental lapse there.
Mais oh, il a pas la Ah non, bah nous.
Ano Ginobili's checked in for
Ah
San
non, bah là
Antonio. There's 38 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Cole. Outside Dang. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by the Spurs. Ginobili's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. He dishes it to Mills. Pass to Duncan. Looking to end the drought. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would have been a big gaffe any time, but especially when you're behind.
Franchement, je vais regarder, je reviens 2 secondes. Je suis désolé, je vous fais patienter. C'est bon, je suis là.
Here's Napier.
Oui, c'est pas entré et il a baladé. Ah non, il est terminé. Ok, oui. Oui, ok. fois. Eh, les abonnés, faut pas se moquer de moi. Je l'ai dit en plus. Quoi? N'hésitez pas à arrêter la vidéo. Il faut.
Now it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
And all of a sudden tonight, he's become their big assist man.
On aura 6 minutes encore.
To their offense in that first half, not something you always see.
And that's not a role he usually
Ah
plays.
ben voilà, moi ça
I'm not
je
sure
sais.
he's comfortable in, but they've
Ah oui, on
needed to make
échange de
some
côté
plays
par
today.
contre.
And to his credit, he's done it.
Leonard and Duncan are the
Petit
pairs
but.
forward. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Splitter in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with.
Well, you talk about the elite point guards in the NBA. A lot of times Tony Parker's name gets overlooked. Something about playing in San Antonio seems to keep you off the radar. No mistake, Parker is a true star and most importantly, a proven winner.
No good on the quick 3.
That's a great shot if there's 1 second left in the game.
Yeah, that would be the good time to do it. Not now, though.
Now, here's Chalmers. Feeds to McRoberts. Good. It's Chalmers with the assist that time. Chalmers has got 3 assists in the game. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Green kicks to Leonard. The 3. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
He's not doing them any favors making those kinds of mistakes.
Especially now. I mean, every possession is so important for him.
And Miami shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all.
Ah, je vous l'ai dit les abonnés.
Chalmers' shot is no good.
Oh
no! That's going to be
non!
goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
La 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 la. Tiens.
And San Antonio is shooting a pretty pitiful 25% in this game. Offensively, they can't get anything going. Green kicks to Leonard.
Non, je veux m'approcher.
Left side, Leonard. Fires from the wing.
Ça rentre.
And that's an air ball. Not even close.
What is insane about the
Non,
Spurs
oui.
and how successful they are as a franchise is that
Tiens.
in their entire franchise history,
Oh, c'était beau que ça
only
rentrait.
missed the playoffs 4 times. That is absolutely remarkable.
The Heat have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out
La
there.
musique, par contre, il faut avouer qu'elle est bien.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And with the Spurs in the playoffs, you can't even begin to think about a postseason without the Spurs being involved. Only 4 absences since 1976. That's incredible.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team.
Non,
He
non,
thinks there
non.
are opportunities for
Oui.
second-chance points out there and implored them to go hard to the offensive glass for the remainder of
Ça
this
m'a...
game. The other thing he stressed
Il a
was the
30
need
points
to be
plus que
disciplined
moi.
on offense. He asked
Et
for
avoir
good
la
ball
vue,
movement and good shot selection. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
J'ai sorti
And as
comme un
always,
con.
Doris, thank you. Of course, with the Spurs, the last time they missed the playoffs, they drafted perhaps one of the best power forwards of all time in Tim Duncan.
Well, you know, he's a part of why they haven't missed the playoffs since, but the organization has run really well from top to bottom, and they deserve nothing but the success they've had since their inception because of that.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, he's seen enough of this interior scoring that his defense is giving up. So the message during this timeout is time to lock things up inside.
You know, sometimes a group can just get spaced out on defense. They're not connected.
Il a beaucoup de blancs. Cher pour les rouges.
Usually a timeout can help you refocus and recalibrate that defense.
And there's an intentional foul, but I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, tough to explain that one. It looks like...
Désolé de nous faire attendre. C'est bon, je suis là.
Lost his focus. He needs to get them back into a flow offensively. You know, things have
Je vais
gotten
rien faire
stagnant
là.
for them, and they're starting to force some of these shots.
And that can snowball on you. One guy takes a bad shot, then another guy does, and then you're missing back-to-back-to-back shots, and all of a sudden you have no rhythm and you're self-inflicting wounds. If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead.
Je crois à chaque fois, mais c'est impossible.
1 of 5 to start this third quarter. They've got to loosen up here.
Now, here's Chalmers. And there's the pass to Day. Kicks it to McRoberts. Shot clock at 6. Green with the block, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite
J'y crois pas.
And then
C'est
the
bon pour
opposite
nous
is
que l'on
true.
fait
Their
sortir.
block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
And I think when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon, I mean, the numbers show that he was a phenomenal defensive player. 3,830 career blocks, 2-time defensive player of the year. You put him alongside greats like Bill Russell, who played before blocks were actually recorded, of course. But you put Olajuwon up near Russell in terms of maybe greatest interior defenders of all time. Boneheaded play, guys, plain and simple.
Yep, brain fade is what I like to call it. There's no way they're getting out of the hole making mistakes like that.
Here's Wade, 11 points in the game. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You know, the league seems pretty serious about creating more parity between the teams. A big sign of that was the last CBA, where the NBA more than tripled the amount of revenue sharing between the big market and the small market teams. The little guys, I think, are in a much better position now than they were a few years ago.
Anderson, a screen on Duncan. Granger dishes to Wade. Granger with the screen for Wade. Chalmers pass to Wade. Here's Anderson. And that misses everything. And most NBA teams now can turn a profit with the revenue sharing and still field a competitive team.
And I think that's really important, that you try to balance it out between the large market teams and the smaller market teams. Clearly, revenue creation is different in the bigger market versus the smaller one. So with the tougher luxury tax and revenue sharing, the size of your market is a little bit... Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
Taking a technical foul here is the last thing you want to do. That was just flat out stupid.
The Heat have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
Well, you take a look.
Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
Taking a technical foul here is the last thing you want to do. That was just flat out stupid.
Je pense, les amis, on va arrêter cette petite vidéo. Alors, j'espère que vous l'avez bien aimé. Au revoir les abonnés. Au revoir. Je vous adore. Lâchez un pouce bleu et activez la cloche. Au revoir les abonnés. Hein. Attends, est-ce que je resterai pas un peu...